Hello, my name is MC2. I am a paramedic and the developer of the app Frontline Medic. This video serves as a showcase and basic tutorial. So what is the app? Frontline Medic is an emergency medical services workflow app being designed for EMS workers, mainly paramedics, but any first responder can find value in it. The app performs timestamp generation, auto drug dosing for adults and pediatrics, auto protocol navigation, CPR protocol, timestamps and navigation, and more. Let's jump in. The main workflow of the app is laid out in 4 main screens: dispatch, scene, transport, conclusion. Opening the app puts you on the dispatch screen. Each screen can be navigated up and down. You'll notice some buttons are on some screens but not on others. For example, the Start CPR button is only on the scene and transport. It's done on purpose because starting CPR, you're typically only going to be on scene or transporting. At the top, you'll hit Start Call, and you see here we got a timer going. So the idea is that you hit this when you get the dispatch information. So then we'll give you an age. Well, let's put in an age here, 37. We don't know their weight, and we'll say male. And then chief complaints, we have a big list of chief complaints here, easily be searchable. Chest pain. All right, so now after that, helpful differentials show up here in the box. So this is meant to be a talking point as you're riding to the scene. All right, so we'll hit arrived on scene. All right, now you notice here we have these protocol items and we have these expandable, I don't even know what to call them, expanders. But we have these checklist items, expanders. We also have some medication buttons. Further down, we have clarifying questions. All right, so let's take a couple of these. The idea is that these are actionable items that will help keep you on track for things that you need to do for the current chief complaint. We'll do this, and I'll show you a med button here because this is one of the most powerful features of the app. So, don't argue semantics with me here. This is what's loaded to my protocols in the area that I practice, EMS. Highly customizable. You can put what you need to put here. So every contraindication must be ticked, and we'll pick the dose. And you see down here, it gives you a max per call. We'll say this is given IV for now. After hitting admin, you'll see this box come up. It's, it's like a safety check, meant to be a safety check. Hit yes. You'll notice here that a 15-minute timer has started. So every med that can be given multiple times has an interval between when you can give it. And that's what it's configured for on the Ancitron for here. All right, so we'll take some more things. You see how there's a timestamp here. So these procedures, when you tick them, it gives you a timestamp. This is stuff that the doctors and nurses at the receiving facility typically want to know. All right, let's give another med here. All right. So by taking these contraindications, that means you're like reading through them. It's to help keep you on track. So this is the loaded dose to my protocol here. Here you can put whatever you want, but if you try going over, it'll give you this warning, and you can go under too, but not really. It's still on you as the medic to think through this stuff and give the proper doses. You can put whatever you want in here within reason. All right, so clarifying questions, examples of stuff that's loaded to this protocol for things that you should be asking. All right, so we'll hit leaving the scene. All right, so I'm going to show you this feature here, start CPR. So let's say your patient codes. So you immediately hit start CPR. So you notice up here, call timer is still going. And right here, you have your patient summary. This is the information that you entered before. This is the time since CPR has started. So you know, well, maybe you don't, but the actions that need to be taken for CPR, cut the clothes off, get the pads on, all those things. I'm not going to put those obvious things here, but I will put something like obtain IO access, because that is a time-stampable item that you might want to tell the hospital later. So let's do some defibrillation. Oh yeah, weight-based doses. So if I clicked a dose that was a weight base, but I don't have an entered weight, it'll give you these really helpful preset weights. And this is for all medications, not just my joules here. 200 monitor pound, 100. All right, one shock in. All right, we have IO access. We already have IV access. Let's give a cardiac epi too. 1 mg, 1. All right. Boom. All right, so you see this here? This is the visual time epic. It's an epic line. So anybody who's ever had to do CPR before should understand what this is. These are the intervals in which we do our 2 minutes, our pulse check, rhythm check. So this is a visual of what that looks like and where you're at during that, during this round of CPR. Anyway, boom, boom. All right. All right, so shock, epi, shock. We can't give epi again because, well, it's a 5-minute cooldown. So what we can do is, depending on rhythm, the idea is that this will stop you from fat fingering. This will stop you from fat fingering the same medication twice. So let's give some Amy too. 300 dead. All right, max for this call 450. All right. Now I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm just showing you what the screen here looks like. We'll say we got a ROSC. Boom. All right, mission cap now, and this is my protocol for the checklist items here to show you all the things that need to happen. This is what's loaded to our protocols here. So now you might be like, my protocols don't say that. That's another huge selling point of this app here, is that this is all of these things that you're seeing in relation to these screens and the protocols, highly customizable. So let's do this right here. Oh, we arrived at the facility, and now I'll show you the last screen. Oh, so up here, patient summary, but on the scene, or on the scene and the dispatch, you can edit these, but now you can't. The idea is that once you have the information correctly put in, it doesn't need to be edited anymore. All right, so here we go, this timestamp summary. This is all those time-stampable items that we're taking. Gives you a date, the exact time, and as soon as we tap that CPR button, this is when CPR was started, IO access, all the treatments and things that we did. I'm going to end the patient encounter. Here's the last thing I'm going to show you too. You see this button here, generate report? Generate report. All right, so we got a report generated. Let's take a look. Let's click at our report viewer. So that's what this button here is for, report view. See how it says decrypted view? It has a date, chief complaint, chest pain. It's encrypted. So this creates encrypted PDFs that follow HIPAA's protocols, meaning you cannot open this PDF without a decryption key. So we're going to decrypt in view. I'm going to put in my little authentication check here. There it is. Here's all those time-stampable items in order in easy viewing fashion. So that is the basics of what this app is. It's meant to be a tool for medics that are out there on the ground running calls. I'm going to quickly show you some settings here. So this is more advanced stuff, but everything in here is very customizable. So you see all these chief complaints and edit buttons and all this extra stuff that we can do. I'm not going to show you how to do that here in this video. That's all advanced, but that is the basics of my app, Frontline Medic. Thank you.